Hello! Hi guys! Welcome back to another 10 ready-made answers with Rationale. And if you don't know me, my name is Rusty and I help you pass the board exam. Okay, punta na tayo agad sa number 1 guys. A nurse gathers data from a client admitted to the hospital with gastroesophageal reflux disease or GERD, who is scheduled for a Nissen fundoplication. Based on an understanding of this disease, GERD, the nurse determines that the client may be at risk for which complication. So guys, tingnan nyo, grabe talaga mag-ano yung board exams, no? Like, naglalagay sila ng Nissen fundoplication, pero yung tanong lang naman dito is, kung may disease ka daw na GERD, ano yung at risk yung pasyente? Diba? Let's discuss what is Nissen fundoplication para may idea naman kayo guys. So nakita niyo yung sa picture, may esophagus, may fundoplication, tsaka stomach. Ang nangyayari kasi sa Nissen fundoplication is may part ng fundus na tinatahi. Kasi yung nangyayari guys sa GERD, minsan nagbabackflow yung acid papunta sa esophagus, papunta sa katawan na pataas kasi nga yung sphincter ng stomach minsan hindi siya ganun ka-tight. So, ang ginagawa sa Nissen fundoplication, parang tinatahi siya surrounding the sphincter para at least ma-tighten. Pero yung tanong lang naman dito, babalikan natin. Kung may GERD daw yung pasyente, ano yung risk sa kanya? The answer is aspiration. Again, ano nga nangyayari pag may GERD? Di ba lumuluwang yung sphincter? So, ano yung mangyayari pag hihiga ka? Yung acid, mas mabilis siyang umakyat sa esophagus, papunta siya sa lungs. So, ma-aspirate yung pasyente. Risk for aspiration. Next. A nurse is working with a client diagnosed with anorexia nervosa. The nurse plans care, focusing on which of the following primary problem. Okay. Anorexia nervosa, encircle that. Care plan. Ano daw yung ifo-focus? No? Yung tanong, ano yung priority? Ano yung ifo-focus natin? What is anorexia, guys? Anorexia nervosa is the extreme fear of weight gain kaya hindi na kumakain ang pasyente. These are very common among teens, teenagers, no? Kasi syempre gusto natin maging desirable, gusto natin maging perfect, 'di ba? So, nagaganito. Usually mga teens yung nakaka-experience na ganito. So, maraming signs of anorexia. Fear of weight gain, tapos hindi ka na kumakain, grabe ka mag-exercise kahit wala kang kinakain, very restrictive ka, ina-avoid mo yung food, kahit gutom ka na, hindi ka pa rin kumakain. Bulimia nervosa naman guys, kung makaka-encounter kayo ng word na bulimia, bulimic, iba naman to. These are people na kumakain ng marami, like ubusin talaga lahat, tapos isusuka nila. Induced vomiting, self-induced vomiting. Kain ulit, tapos suka na naman. So yung tanong dito, what are the signs na bulimic yung person? Naalala ko dati, tinanong to. The answer is, tingnan mo yung teeth niya. If eroded yung teeth niya or parang pangit, parang nagkakapudpud na yung ngipin niya, sign niya yan na bulimic si patient. Why? Kasi diba kung nagsusuka sila, pinipinch niya yung kanyang throat. So parang magsuka siya. So yung nangyayari, kapag sumusuka siya, lumalabas din yung mga gastric juices, yung acid. Kaya nangyayari, pag ang acid na patouch niya sa ngipin, na-erode. Kaya kung tatanungin kayo, what is the sign na yung pasyente is bulimic? After kain din, pumunta siya sa CR at sinusuka niya yung sarili niya. At always check your teeth. If eroded na, malamang bulimic si pasyente. So yung plan of care natin dito for patients with anorexia is impaired nutritional status. Anorexia, hindi kumakain. Ano yung top priority mo dito? Pagkain. Tandaan, Maslow hierarchy of needs, yung pinaka-basic needs, yung pinaka-dulo ng pyramid, yung pinaka-base, yan. Food and water. These are very essential. Tandaan yan guys ha. Third, a client who has undergone a subtotal gastrectomy, ectomy, is prepared for discharge. Tandaan guys ha, ectomy, removal. Which item concerning ongoing self-management should the nurse reinforce to the client? Health teaching to. So, si client, subtotal gastrectomy. Ano ba yung ba't ibang gastrectomy, guys? So, ito siya. There are different types of gastrectomy. Wedge, central, proximal, distal, subtotal, and total. Tingnan nyo guys sa total gastrectomy, yung may blue na square. Tinanggal lahat talaga yung stomach. Total lahat mo. Pero sa subtotal naman niya, may tinira na konti. Ito yung may red na arrow. Tapos wedge, ito lang, central gastrectomy. So, si client natin, subtotal lang. Diba? May konting stomach pa naman siya. So, ano yung health teaching natin dito sa patient? Here it is. Smaller and more frequent meals should be eaten. Rationale. Balikan mo lang dito, guys. Ano nangyari sa tiyan? Ginupit. Wala ka na mayo tiyan. So, yun yung mangyayari sa'yo. Hindi ka nakakasing busog dati. Hindi mo na kaya yung dati mong kinakain. Halimbawa, 1 kilo dati yung kinakain mo na rice. Kasi kompleto pa yung tiyan mo. Kayang-kaya mo. Pero ngayon, hindi na. Parang siguro na lang, 1 tablespoon na lang every 2 hours or every 1 hour. No? Kasi hindi na kaya yung 1 kilo, guys. O, kasi wala na. Wala ka ng stomach. Diba? That's just how you tackle each question. Use your critical thinking, guys. Okay? So, for subtotal gastrectomy or total gastrectomy, smaller and frequent meals. Fourth, a nurse is getting a client who underwent umbilical hernia repair ready for discharge. Umbilical hernia repair. Hernia, naalala nyo ba from the previous video kung ano yung hernia? Balikan nyo dun, guys. Ang hernia is yung protrusion, di ba? Yung part ng stomach nag-protrude away from the diaphragm. So, yun yung mangyayari. Nagkakaroon ng backflow. The nurse tells the client that it's important to continue which of the following after discharge. Tandaan, guys, ha? Underwent umbilical hernia repair. So, naoperahan na si pasyente. Always read a question like this. So, naoperahan na pala si pasyente. Ano yung dapat ko na health teaching sa kanya? Okay. Avoid coughing. Why? Tandaan guys ha, umbilical hernia repair. Sa umbilicus yung hernia niya. Tandaan nyo guys ha, kapag nag-uubo tayo, naalala nyo kapag inuubo kayo ng malakas dati, parang nagkaka-abs na kayo sa tiyan. Kasi nga, when you cough, pati yung diaphragm naaalog-alog. Pati yung stomach natin. So, avoid coughing para hindi masira yung repair. So, kuya, paano yun? Ano yung health teaching natin sa client? Avoid coughing. Tapos, if hindi talaga kaya yung coughing, maglagay ng unan sa tiyan, i-press. Tapos, cough slowly. Ewan ko paano mag-cough slowly. Ewan ko, basta avoid coughing talaga, guys. Pero yun, yung unan, may question din na gano'n, anong gagawin. So, maglalagay ng pressure sa tiyan. Hindi talaga super pressure ha, kasi nga repair yan eh. Parang unan tapos ganun lang siguro. Sorry. A client with peptic ulcer disease is scheduled for a pyeloplasty and the client asks the nurse about the procedure. The nurse bases the response in which of the following. So, peptic ulcer disease for pyeloplasty. Plasty. Tinatahi. No? Example, rhinoplasty. Ano ginagawa sa ilong? Ginagupit, tinatahi. Balik. So, sa pyloro, chan. Pyloric. Plasty, tinatahi. So, yung sasabihin mo is, a pyeloplasty involves incision and resuturing of the pylorus to relax the muscle and enlarge the opening of the stomach to the duodenum. Pyeloplasty. Diba? Number 6. Treatment measures have been implemented for a client with bleeding esophageal varices. Dito na naman siya. And have been unsuccessful. The healthcare provider, states that a Seng-Steken-Blakemore tube will be used to control the resulting hemorrhage. Which of the following The nurse prepares insertion via which of the following routes. So guys, tandaan nyo guys, bleeding esophageal varices. Tandaan nyo yun in my previous videos, nakita nyo yung example ng varices. Diba yun yung parang mga bilog-bilog na i-avoid natin talaga na pumutok yun kasi magbi-bleed. Diba? So, magbibigay tayo ng Singstaken Blakemore tube. So, paano daw i-insert? Yun lang matanong sa dulo guys, oh. Prepares insertion via which route? Which route daw i-insert? Ito yung mukha ng Singstaken tube. So, may mga gastric ports. Ito na yung dulo guys ng port. Tapos, tandaan ako, gastric aspiration openings. Esophageal balloon. Yan. So, saan siya? Nasogastric. Yung route niya. Sa ilong, papunta sa stomach. 7th, a nurse is caring for a client with Singstaken Blakemore tube. To prevent ulceration and necrosis of the oral and nasal mucosa, the nurse should plan to... Okay. So, may Singstaken Blakemore tube na si client. Yung tanong lang naman dito, guys, to prevent ulceration and necrosis, first of all, what is ulceration pala? Ulcer, butas, nabubutas. Necrosis, tissue death. Namamatay ang tissue. So, kung ma-avoid mo daw yung sa oral and nasal mucosa, ano yung gagawin? Guys, dito na magagamit yung ginatawag ko na mirroring technique. No? Tingnan mo guys, nandito na talaga yung sagot sa tanong. Oral and nasal mucosa. So, paano daw ma-prevent? We have to provide frequent oral and nasal care on a regular basis. Ito yung mirroring technique, guys. Oh? Kasi yung question, nandun na din sa sagot. Oral and nasal. Diba? So, that's how you spot answers using mirroring technique. Sana ganito lang lagi yung mga questions sa board exam. Pero yan. Oral and care. Importante ito, ha? 8. The nurse is caring for a client with nasogastric tube and test the pH to aspirate the determined correct placement. The nurse notes that the pH is 5. The nurse determines that, guys, this is something na hindi ko talaga familiar with. Nakalimutan ko and parang hindi ko naalala na tinuro to sa amin. And, di ba pag nag-ENGT tayo, nag-aspirate tayo ng contents. Di ba? Palagi yan, ha? Kasi minsan, pag nag-ENGT tayo, di ba feeding, NGT feeding minsan. Kapag nag-aspirate tayo at kung may makukuha pa tayong mga pagkain doon, ano yung gagawin? Di ba hindi tayo magpapakain? Kasi it means hindi pa natunaw yung pagkain doon. So, this time, sa NGT, titingnan yung pH. Ang pH is 5. So, ano yung ibig sabihin nito? The placement of the NGT tube is accurate. Hindi ako sure dito, guys, ha? Pero yung normal range na malalaman mo if accurate yung placement is 6 to 4.5, 4.5 to 6 yung pH. Pag ganun yung pH ni client, ibig sabihin, nasa tamang tiyan siya nakapunta. If mababa, acidic yon. So maybe nasa pinaka-dulo-dulo talaga ng tiyan. Or sobrang alkaline naman, parang 7 pataas, ibig sabihin na napunta na yan sa intestine siguro yung NGT mo. Parang ganun. So, this is your assignment. Study this out or ask mo na lang yung proctor mo dito. Okay? Nga pala guys, don't be scared to ask your proctor's questions for clarity. Okay? Kasi dyan kayo matututo. 9. A client will undergo a barium swallow. Ito na naman. To confirm a diagnosis of hiatal hernia. In preparation to the test, the nurse instructs the client to, okay, in preparation for the test, wala pa nangyayari sa test, ha? Ano yung e-health teaching natin or instruction? Avoid eating or drinking midnight before the test. Kasi usually, we prepare our patients for 8 hours. 8 hours before the test. So, syempre, umaga yan iti-test. 12 midnight pa lang, hindi na siya kakain. Okay? Para ready na siya. That's for barium swallow. Okay? 10. A client receiving a high cleansing enema complains of pain and cramping. The nurse would take which corrective action? So sa cleansing enema guys, nagkakaroon ng cramping and pain si patient. So ano yung gagawin? Clamp the tube for 30 seconds and restart the flow at a slower. Yun lang. Usually kasi ilalagay dyan nila isa-stop agad. Pwede din naman pag nandun sa clamp the tube and 30 seconds and restart the flow at a slower rate. If merong choices na stop talaga lahat at meron din ganito, ito yung the best answer. Kasi clamp lang tapos ibabalik mo pa rin. Cleansing enema yan eh. Kailangan din yan para siguro hindi makataya yung patient. So, kailangan din siya.